Concast. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties tonight. We do have our cuddle buddy Frankie with us. We've got Jane Doe, and of course, we have Frenchy and the Punk. How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Awesome. Good.
Awesome.
Very good.
Awesome. And you were there in your secret lair all the way up there in New York, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Shrouded in snow and darkness at the moment.
Really? Are you guys? Did you guys? I saw a video where the first day of spring you had a lot of snow. Are you still snowed in?
Well, it's starting to melt, but it's still there, for sure.
Uh-huh.
It's getting there. It doesn't feel like spring yet, though.
Okay. Well, hopefully that turns around because I think we all need to experience the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like on the screen you can see Kayla is a nice pink raccoon. Tanuki.
Hi. I'm adorable.
Uh-huh. She sure is. And you can mostly see just the top of my head. So I'm going to adjust the camera down just a little bit, Frankie. Yeah, so I'm glad everyone's here. For those people who don't know Frenchy and the Punk, what do they need to know about Frenchy and the Punk? How would you guys describe your music, your life, the way you show passion for everything? What do you tell first-time fans?
Wow, that's a big question.
Yeah.
It is a huge question.
Yeah. Well,
Frenchy and the Punk is a folk punk cabaret duo from New York. We play in the steampunk realm. We play lots of alternative music festivals. We've been around since 2005, touring all across the U.S. and Europe.
Wow.
And it's very upbeat. What else could we say about musically?
it's got a lot of energy. It's
Yeah.
high energy. Scott has sort of like a gypsy style that kind of comes in with his guitar work. He does live looping, so it sounds like a bigger sound than just two people. I do percussion and I sing, and so it's a very full sound for just a duo.
It really is an incredibly full sound, and it's not just an energy. It's a full positive energy. You know,
Yes.
it's very life affirming.
It
It's
is.
very much, and you know, it's something you can shake your ass to. And I think people need to do that. Like, you guys are one of my favorite wake up music groups. You know, your latest album is the one that I play quite a bit. And then, like, when I get into cleaning, I get into the Hey Hey Cabaret and a couple other of those great songs. You know,
So
you
how
guys.
did you guys go ahead?
Oh, go ahead. Go for it, Kayla.
I was
Or
gonna say,
Jane.
So how do people get started? How do you guys get started doing that? Because it's so unique and it sounds so different and amazing. What brought you guys together and made you want to start making music?
We have odd backgrounds in music, but I think, I grew up playing punk, and my parents were into gypsy jazz, and Samantha's mom sang like French cabaret, and there's all those different influences kind of make up what Frenchy and the Punk has become. That energy, that kind of intense energy we have live is definitely from the punk days, me playing that kind of music. It's acoustic, so that kind of brings in that folk element, and Samantha definitely brings in that cabaret vibe with her French background.
Yeah, so that's where our name came from, because I was originally from France. I was born in France, so that's why I was called Frenchy and the punk rock thing. Scott.
Very cool.
I had it backwards this entire time.
Yeah, right.
You thought I was the punk, huh?
All right.
Moi, je parle français. Alors, quand je parle français, on sait bien que je suis française.
We.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I try to keep enough in each language that I can tell, I can hit on a woman. I can't do that in French. I don't have the language skills in French to be able to do that, and so
Say ooh la la.
Ah, everywhere we go. That's the way we introduce
Works.
Frenchy and the Punk. Get everyone.
Time.
So yeah, so gang, you are here on Con Artist. We do invite you to ask questions of Frenchy and the Punk. We've got a couple of people watching the chat as it goes. Amy, Trevor's good to see you guys. We've got 25 comments so far, but we definitely need some more questions for Frenchy and the Punk. But let's talk about some of the early days for you guys. You say you got a unique
Just on a side note, real quick, the song playing at the beginning when we were waiting to go live, that was them. Just to
Yeah.
let everyone know
I was
that.
dancing.
Cool.
Yeah, shaking her groove thing, and that's from the. Oh gosh, Scott, help me out here.
Did you play a song from my new CD, Never End the Rocket Century?
Never End the Rocket Century, and yeah, we played Beach on Mars is the song that we played.
All right.
So, yeah. So tell us.
Album art is now on the screen for that, just to let you know.
Do what?
I put the album cover on the screen for that.
Okay, very cool.
The Scott solo CD that he just came out with just recently.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Tell us, just a little splash there. Tell us about your days of playing punk music with like Dinosaur Jr. and the Outpatients and a number of those bands. Because man, that's some cool rock and roll history.
It is, yeah. It was definitely that whole time in the '80s was really an amazing explosion of creativity. I think in music, I kind of always likened it to the '60s. It's sort of the second wave of punk. The first wave being obviously like the Sex Pistols, the Ramones, and Susie Sue, and the Clash. That second wave really had was more of the hardcore thing, like Discharge from the UK and Black Flag from the US. And I was in a band called Deep Wound, and those guys went off and did a band called Dinosaur Jr. And then I was in a band called the Outpatients. But yeah, we played with a lot of the classic punk rock bands from back then: Agnostic Front, the Cro-Mags, Black Flag, as I mentioned, the Necros. The list goes on. There's just so many of those. Husker Du, yep.
What goes
That was really
in?
cool. I was a bass player back then.
What goes into picking the perfect band name? Because there's a lot of unique band names that you said there.
Yeah. Well, I was younger doing that stuff, so the band Outpatients, my brother came up with that name. I think he just liked that idea of just being completely insane. Outpatients fit. And we probably were completely insane. We used to wear hospital gowns on stage every once in a while. And then with Deep Wound, I think Jay, the drummer, who's now in Dinosaur, came up with the name Deep Wound. And we were just like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Sometimes names just kind of pop up and like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I read something somewhere where the Beastie Boys kind of regretted calling themselves Beastie Boys, but, it worked. It's a kind of an odd name. But I think sometimes the weird, odd names or just the things that kind of come up, Muse gives you just work,
Yeah, and Frenchie, your mom was into cabaret as well, and then you kind of grew up in that scene. Is that what I heard, right?
Well, she loved to sing. She used to sing a lot of Edith Piaf songs. Edith Piaf is the one that did La Vie en Rose, which is the one that everybody knows. That Grace Jones, was it Grace Jones that covered that?
She did cover that.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of singing going on in my household, and my dad is a guitar player, although he was that was just a hobby. He wasn't doing that professionally, but he also played the banjo, and so there was a lot of banjo happening in my house.
A British man playing
he's a
banjo.
British businessman playing banjo. It was just bizarre. But he loved all that kind of American folk music kind of thing, and also gypsy jazz. He's very into Django Reinhardt and all that kind of stuff. So I had a lot of that happening when I was growing up, and also actually a very similar experience to Scott, going to see Count Basie and all these jazz people. So yeah.
Our parents would take us to jazz shows. Count Basie, like you mentioned. Then I'd go home and listen to Ramones. So it was like an interesting mix of stuff.
Nice.
The little 15-year-old kid's brain. It was a good experience.
That's awesome.
And
We got
on top of your music, I heard that you guys did some hip hop dancing.
Yeah, I was really into that in Boston when I was living there. Well, I've always been into dance. I started dance when I was 4 years old, and I started with ballet. I went on to do modern, and then like jazz dance, and it was just, I guess it was the progression. I just went to hip hop, and it was great. I loved it. I just absolutely loved it.
That's amazing.
It's
I
so
love to dance, so.
Oh, cool.
There's something about it that's like you can really just let it all out, and it's just you can just throw out attitude, and it's really fun. Yeah, I missed that actually.
I would pay top dollar to find those videos.
It was before cell phones had videos. Actually, it was before cell phones.
Yeah, right.
So we do have a question from Kevin Harris. He asks, do you guys play across the states, or do you have a locality where you play? And so
we play everywhere. We play.
You guys are global.
From Seattle to Florida to LA to Chicago to Detroit to Boston to New York City, Maine. Did I say Chicago? New Orleans.
And everywhere, but to Kansas City.
So what's been your favorite locations that you guys have played at so far?
Within the U.S., favorite location?
I don't know, not so much a venue, but one place we love going to is Colorado.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Colorado.
Whenever we would tour across, and we would always make sure we had maybe like, I don't know, 4 days at least off that we could just go out into the mountain and just camp and just be in the wilderness.
Decompress from tour.
It's so beautiful there.
Yeah.
And the Southwest. Actually, we have a thing about the Southwest too. We love the landscape there. Desert.
Yeah, that desert. Yeah, it's really cool. Like where Wild Wild West Con is, it's a great area.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
And in Europe, I have to say, playing on a boat and on the River Seine in Paris is pretty much a highlight.
Wow.
That was
amazing.
It's pretty awesome. We also played the Edinburgh Fringe Fest in Scotland.
That was great.
That city just blew me away.
Yeah,
there's
a castle right there in the middle of the city, and you just can't beat that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, hey, we talked a little bit. I was wondering, did you guys get a chance to think about two truths and a lie?
We did, and we just killed one by talking about it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, well that'll limit it, but that's okay. What are your two truths and a lie?
Okay. So, should I go first?
Yep.
All right. So I let's see. I lived in Brazil when I was a kid. I was an extra in a music video that was shown on MTV. And my third one is I lived in an illegal living space in New York that I got kicked out of.
Wow.
Okay. So the options are, which one is a lie? You were on MTV. You grew up in Brazil. Or you lived in an illegal living space.
Yeah.
So everyone out there on the audience and Facebook, tell us which one it is. Tell us, is it an illegal living space, MTV, or growing up in Brazil? And it looks like Facebook's trying to catch up with us. What do you think, Jane?
The illegal space one is what I'm hoping is true out of another, but only because I want to hear about it.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Cuddle buddy Frankie, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Jane on this one.
I think that's a truth. Well, I hope it is.
You hope the truth is
Lie?
illegal
The truth?
space? Okay, what do you think is the lie though?
MTV.
You think MTV? So for those, we're getting some Facebook lag, like we're crashing Facebook or something. It's either MTV is a lie, Brazil is a lie, or an illegal living space is a lie.
Do, 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 do.
So what prize did they get?
Yeah, right.
Right? They get to keep listening to us.
Ah, see, that's a good one. Okay.
Did we get any more?
Hey, it looks like the video ended.
It
We crashed it.
crashed.
We were sitting there with 300 views on that. Can you get us back up, Frankie?
I can sure as heck try.
Yeah.
We just need to start a new one and just call it part 2.
Boom. You guys, everyone wants to watch you. Or maybe it's because I'm an adorable pink fox right now.
See, we can't see that. We just see your profile picture.
This is on Facebook. So, like,
Oh.
if you
Yeah.
have another, like, if your cell phone is out and you go to Mark's Facebook, you can see what the video looks like.
I see the cute little fox with like a little bow on your head.
Yes. Apparently that's me. Although I really look like, I don't know, I'm an all black head to toe. But I like being a cute fuzzy pink thing.
Yeah. Who does?
Yeah, there's always a lag, a little bit on Facebook.
There's usually a 3-second lag, but I think the video lag they're talking about is a little different.
Oh, on here?
Yeah, because I've noticed a lot more people after we started doing this have started doing the same thing.
Oh, it starts.
All on Thursday nights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like Little Beard has a thing right after this at 9, and then the steampunk Chuck Norris guy from Steam Brass or something. He's out in Missouri, but he's doing a crafting night where he's making another one of those huge wrenches that he makes.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now I see.